Hello, welcome back. You are watching Hope in Bulgaria. I am Anna. I'm going to be sharing with you a recap from Mission Trip May and also about our upcoming mission trip, so please stay tuned. So much to share with you, and so I'm going to try and make every topic really quick. But if I share with you something that you wish to know more information about, please email me at hopeinbulgaria@gmail.com, or if you're seeing this on Facebook, comment or send me a message. Please reach out. Okay, so Mission Trip May recap. We went out for 2.5 weeks, myself, Natasha and our daughters, in May, and we had the most incredible time. We were able to ship out another ½ ton of clothing and provision. The cost of doing this is about £500, but the amount of children that we are able to clothe is so vast that it really is worth doing. Flag dancing. I want to share with you about how God has blessed us since we have been embracing dancing with flags in the community. Now, it really has been such a blessing. Sponsorship. Cost of living has gone up a lot over the last couple of years. Every sponsor that forgets to send or misses a month, it's taking a really large hit on general fund, because we will not send the child away if the sponsorship is not paid. It will be covered regardless. So if you are a sponsor, please try and keep up with the commitments so that we can keep up with blessing the 120 children that are currently sponsored. And if you do want to take on one of the children that have recently lost their sponsor, please message me. We have been taking food to some new areas more regularly because we're trying to reach more children. Little lanes and alleys where families, small communities of people are living and they are struggling. And so we are trying to take our food provision to extra places. So hear me out. This is how things are going at the moment. So Simi suggested that we started handing out provision from his house, and this has been working really well. The children really respect him. They listen to him. And so we've been using his household to hand out clothes, to hand out food. Such a lovely family, and so willing and able to help, but living in the most extreme conditions. And we have been wanting to build down at the dump. So this has sparked an idea for us that we have already started putting into practice. So the idea was that we would knock down as much of Simi's house that was unsafe and rebuild it and extend it. So a room for Simi and his wife, a room for the two boys, Georgi and Sergey, and then an extension. But it will be a space that we can use as a hub for Hope in Bulgaria. And then next to it, we're going to install a shower room and a toilet. Now, I have always wondered where people go to the toilet. I don't know if where people go to the toilet down at the dump. I see the children doing it freely outside all the time, and I've not seen a toilet in any of the houses. And I'm tempted to I don't want to offend anyone in Nadeja. I also want you to understand how shocking the living conditions, what these people have to cope with. I'm going to show you very quickly. I was looking for a dog that I wanted to rescue, and I stumbled across this toilet right after agreeing to build a toilet down at the dump. And I thank God for the provision, because it breaks my heart to think that young teen mums, elderly people, children, imagine after giving birth, When you're on your monthly cycle, imagine having to use this bathroom, friends. This is the dumpster's toilet. Praise God, the plan is to bless Simi with a new house. We're going to insulate it. We're going to level the roof, extend it, and then we'll put some stairs so that we can then build another level so that we have another large room the size of these 3 rooms downstairs that we can use for Bible studies, for prayer meetings, for creches with the children, educating, whatever God leads us to do when we're out on mission trip. And we spoke about this and we prayed about this, and it was the next day that Natasha said to me somebody had dropped a donation into her PayPal, not able to send into mine, and she never uses her PayPal, so she hadn't realized that they'd sent one the previous month, and the total of the 2 payments that had come in was almost exactly the amount that we agreed that we would need to start this project. Now, friends, we had no idea when we were talking about doing all of this and seeing the toilet, seeing the need, wanting to be able to bless the children with this amazing provision. We had no idea that God had already provided the funds. But we don't have the money by far to complete this building project. But I'm just going to very quickly share with you now how far we've gotten this month since this project began. Be blessed. We're gonna knock down this house and rebuild. Part of our growth plans is to start blessing more children with food. We've got 4 ladies down at the dump that really want to cook, and so we bought a large pot and the supplies that they would need, and we gave it a go that they would just cook for the children living down at the dump and Babakina, who lives just up the street, so about 100. If we're thinking of doing this once a week so that Team Hope can still cook but then start distributing their food to other families that are in need on that day until we can get more children sponsored, and then potentially we can do this every time we cook. This worked so well. It really was amazing. It felt more like a family meal. It was really amazing. So to be able to maintain doing this, we need more children sponsored, because if we start taking food out to unsponsored families regularly, this is just going to be another hit for general fund. And so if you're thinking about sponsoring a child, reach out. It's £30, $40 a month. It can be split between 2, 3, 4 people. If cost is an issue, it's not a problem for us as long as you're consistent with the monthly payments. There are a lot of children still waiting to be sponsored. Okay, we're in a little bit of a financial crisis concerning our apartment, friends. The same day that the money came in for the build and we were rejoicing, a sponsor that has very generously covered the rent for our apartment, which is £500 a month. We agreed last year, we looked for the apartment, we found it, but that year has run up and he's no longer in a position to do it. We were getting ready to hand in our notice and we just can't. So we'd like to put an appeal to you that if anybody out there would like to contribute towards the rent of the apartment, Before we had the apartment, we were doing maybe 3 mission trips a year, and we'd be out there for 5 days, maybe 7 days. Since we've had the apartment, we've been flying out every 6 weeks. We ship out 1/2 ton of clothing to hand out, and this shipment arrives at the apartment and it fills the apartment. We've got a lot of space. It's a real blessing, but we use it to sort through. You'll see that, you know, we hand out so many bags of clothes. When I'm out, I work till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning every day, just making sure that every child has a full bag of clothing that will fit them and that they will like. You know, I am dedicated to serving Nadezhda, but I need more people sewing into the work that we're doing for us to maintain, you know, the level of giving that we desire to do. So please reach out if you feel that you can contribute towards the cost of the rent of the apartment. We just wanted to share with you another emergency appeal. Jack, the little puppy, last mission trip we see animals that, you know, are as malnourished as the children every day. It is normal there, and it's heartbreaking, but I saw a puppy hobbling around at the dump. He couldn't put any weight down on his back leg, and so I made arrangements to get him to a vet, and I have made a GoFundMe for Jack. He's 4 months old. We thought that he was going to have his leg amputated, but that is not the case. His pelvis had been broken, but it's healed wrong, so he's unable to use the back leg, but he can't have surgery until he is healed from a tick-borne disease that he is currently on antibiotics for. If you would like me to send you the link so that you can help out or learn more about the story about Jack's rescue, I will continue to update. I will be going to visit him. He's with a friend of mine in Bulgaria at the moment, being looked after very well. And we don't have a plan of what we're going to do with Jack. We need a forever family for him, and we need the funds to cover his care. At the moment, the cost is not too high. I think about 250 lev, so about $150 has been spent at the vet, x-rays, medicine, and just the consultation. And a friend of mine at no cost is looking after him at the moment. But if he is going to benefit from correction surgery, that's going to be expensive. And if we are able to bring him over to the UK, that's also going to be expensive. Please reach out if you feel led to help us help Jack. Okay. We saw some salvation in Nadezhda last mission trip. Babakina, oh my days, Babakina, my heart when Babakina told me that her son had been breaking into her house in the night and beating her, has struggles with addiction. My first thought was that we need to pray for him, and she was so angry with him, she did not want me to talk to him. And so the first thing that we did was gave her a new front door. Then God moved, and we had an opportunity to share the gospel with her son. And the transformation in his life was instant, and he has maintained, he's clean, and he's managed to maintain. I've seen him multiple times since he gave his life to Christ, and he is free, he is light, he is smiles, as is her husband, who already told me that he already had a relationship with God, but did say that he was drinking alcohol daily, drowning his sorrows, and he cried through prayer, as did Babakina and her son. And it was the most amazing day seeing her, you know, get her family back, and which I can only assume provoked what happened in my car on the way home from mission trip. My daughter that comes with me is 5, and she knows a lot about God. She knows a lot about mission life. She comes with me on every mission trip, but we were driving home from mission trip and she asked if she could play a song on my phone, so I passed her my phone. She was worshipping God, and she asked me some questions about God, which led to her giving her life to him. And so my 5-year-old daughter got saved, which was the icing on the cake for me for mission trip May. Tiny little miracle to share with you that happened since I've been back. I had a friend reach out and said that she had a load of clothes donated for me to go and collect from her house. And I said, oh, I'm doing rounds on Tuesday, so I'll just give you a message or a phone when I'm on my way and you can give me your location. And she works in a local charity shop. And so when I tried to call her, she didn't answer. So I thought, oh, I'll just nip round to where she works, because if for some reason I'm not able to meet with her, I can maybe do a little bit of shopping in the charity shop and get some provision from there, because we were really lacking in clothes for this trip, because there's quite a small gap between the mission trip that I've just been on and the mission trip that I'm about to go on. So we've been really, really busy. So I drove to the charity shop where she works, and she wasn't there. And so I went in and I started putting some clothes, because it's 50p, an item of clothing that's very cheap, so it's worth taking things from her shop anyway. So I started putting things in the bag, and I noticed a lady at the counter had baby powdered milk. And so I said, how much are these? Because baby milk is like gold when we're on mission trips. It's expensive to buy out there, and it's not that cheap to buy here, and it's heavy, so it's expensive to ship. And so we really often lack with the baby milk, but we want to hand it out to mums that are not producing milk because of malnourishment, because we don't want any babies to be going hungry. So she said to me, I'm not allowed to sell the milk, would you like it? And I said, how many do you have? And she said, 18, you can take them. When I got home, my friend called me and she said, I'm so sorry, I didn't answer when you were calling, my phone was frozen. And so she said, you can come to my house and collect the clothes. So I did. And I just want to give God glory for that, because he set me on a path that day that led me to something that I needed to take to Nadezhda. And so we'll be blessing a lot of mums, 18 mums, with milk for their babies this trip. So all glory to God. So on that note, I will just round up very quickly with sharing with you upcoming plans. Most of it you just have to wait and see, because I've already been talking for longer than I meant to, but we will be back in Nadezhda in a couple of days. So friends, oh, I need to be over this cold before I leave. Please be keeping us in prayer. We are exhausted. We haven't really recovered from the last trip, but God is doing so many wonderful things. We don't want to miss any of it. And we have been called to bless these people. And mountains are being moved right now. And we are running with God. So stay tuned. Keep watching. Please share our videos. Some of the videos I make at 2 o'clock in the morning and they get less than 20 views. So please be sharing the videos. Have got a little bit behind with posting because I keep getting YouTube bans, but no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I will be seeing you in a couple of days out in Nadezhda. Thank you so much for listening. May God bless you and keep you and may his face shine upon you. Stay blessed, friends.